Welcome to Like Mother, Like Murder. I am Rachel.
And I'm Heather.
We bring you the good,
The badass.
and the crime.
This is Like Mother, Like Murder.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Like Mother, Like Murder, your favorite true crime momcast. I am Rachel.
And I am Heather. And each week we bring you mom-related true crime, from missing moms to murdered moms, moms who murder, survivors, and more.
Yes, we do. We do
I can't
the damn
believe I
thing.
got through that without
No, you
messing
do
up.
a great job every single time. And honestly,
Yeah,
if
but
you
I
go,
haven't said it like that in a
okay, that's
while
true.
because we've been doing other kind of different stuff that I've been
Yeah.
adding things or something. So I was doing the original. Pretty proud of myself actually on that.
I'm proud of you. It's like
Thank you.
we're good at this or something.
What? No.
I'm sure others beg to differ, but it's fine.
Don't look at our comments and
Hey, we actually got another rating and it boosted our numbers a little bit, which I was very excited
yay.
about. So thank you. If you guys
The
have
Apple
not
ratings
yet,
you can read. The Spotify comments is hit or miss.
well, the Spotify comments, actually, we've gotten a few of those too. I know even on one of the most recent ones with the Melody Buzzard one, someone commented saying that the episode was great and that they loved the show. And I was like, oh my gosh, I love you. Do you want to be best friends? So if you want to
Yes.
be our best friends, go leave a rating and review because
Love it.
instantly you're best friends with us.
Besties.
Besties. Okay, spooky season is over. I am so happy about that. This year was kind of shit in that area. Happy it's over. Going into my favorite holiday season. So hopefully it just gets better because October was no bueno.
October was a month, I'll tell you.
This entire
Lots-
year has been shit. If I'm being honest.
2025 was a month.
2025 was a month. This year was shit. No, I am determined to go out with a bang. We'll see if I succeed in that area. But
I think
I'm
you
ready
will.
to decorate my house because I didn't decorate for Halloween. I didn't do a damn thing.
Same.
It's humiliating, and I hate that. I used to
I
be
put out a
festive as fuck,
skeleton.
and now I'm boring as shit.
I think it was just the year because we also barely decorated, and I felt so bad because my kids every day were like, when are we putting out the pumpkins? When are we putting out the skeleton? And I would randomly one day was like, oh, here's the box, go put out the skeleton. And then I felt so bad. So when we were putting it away, I told Zach, I was like, get out the tree. We're going to decorate a pumpkin tree. So I had him pull out the tree and I put a bunch of orange tool that I had and we threw a bunch of pumpkins on it. The pumpkins didn't last very long because our dog decided she now loves to eat pumpkin.
Okay.
So
Pumpkin is actually very good for dogs.
It's not real pumpkin, Rachel. It's fake pumpkin.
Never mind. I was going to say very good for their stomach, but not if it's a fake pumpkin. Sorry about it.
But the tree still looks cute. It's got a little turkey on top, and I'm excited that it's up. And the girls are excited that it's up. It's a little more festive. It's bringing the house together in a more festive way. So I'm excited to have it up, and hopefully we can just keep those holiday vibes alive all the way through the end of this year. Let's just bring it home.
Yeah, I love that. Let's bring it home. So before we bring it home, we have a very, very upsetting, sad, horrible case we're going to be talking about. So we got to shift from,
Yeah.
no more happy talk.
Well, let's do one quick happy
one
talk
quick
though first.
Oh, yes.
I wanted
would
to do a quick shout out really quick here. So one of our amazing, it's just worlds colliding. It's been worlds colliding kind of since CrimeCon. So as you all know that at CrimeCon, we were able to finally in person connect with Hope Hooten, and we were going around with our mission to really get the word out and tell everyone about her story. And we were talking about Voices Against Filicide and just everything on Alec and Lydia. And while we were there as well, we also finally met in person Kadra from Perplexity and a mystery podcast. And she, we have done episodes with her before. She's amazing. We love her. We love her podcast. And this week, Kadra actually had Hope on Perplexity to share the story, share Hope's story, and it was so well done.
As everything she does is well done.
Everything
but she
Kadra's
definitely
does is so well done.
Yeah.
And it was just, again, like worlds colliding, and it was just amazing to just continue to hear Hope's story, and from different, every time. I mean, we've been talking about Hope's story for so long, but I feel like every time I hear it in a different light, hear her tell it in a different way, you just pick up different things from it. You think about
there
it
was
in a
a
different
lot
way.
that I actually learned that I didn't know in this
I
episode.
know. Yeah, just hearing her tell it in from a different perspective, and kind of just the way that, Kadra just, following up with certain things. So it was awesome. It was a great episode, and Kadra just, handles these things so well. We're still working. I hope is going to be, I just see it. She's going to be an inspirational speaker.
She already is. She's truly incredible.
She truly, truly is. And Kadra just does such an amazing jobs with, not only does Kadra do an amazing job with some of these subjects that are, not easy to talk about, but also I just love some of the other things that she covers on Perplexity. She covers a awesome array of, the amount of topics Kadra covers is just
anything
amazing.
perplexing.
Exactly. Anything perplexing. So if you guys, we have talked about Perplexity before, but if you guys have not already, please go subscribe to Perplexity. Listen to the latest episode where Hope talks about Alec and Lydia, and just go support in any way you can. It was amazing episode, and check it out.
And make sure you're subscribing to Perplexity, a mystery podcast, because there is other podcasts out there. I will put this stuff in the show notes, and we will play her trailer for you right now.
Love a good mystery that leaves you wanting more? Check out my podcast. Hi, I'm Kadra, the host of Perplexity, a mystery podcast. I tell tales every single week that have left me perplexed. You'll hear true crime cases, mysterious disappearances, learn about cults, hear baffling sightings of cryptids, chilling paranormal encounters, and even dark and weird history. I release new episodes every Wednesday, and you can listen anywhere podcasts are available. I'm also on Patreon, and you can even watch me on YouTube. Perplexity, a mystery podcast. Stories that will leave you perplexed.
So this episode has been in my head since the second I saw the first news article. But when it comes to full episodes, it's super hard to bring a full weekly episode to you guys on something that is breaking or that's new in the media, because not only is there not a lot of information, there's still so much that needs to be figured out. So it's like with this specific case, I've been waiting and pushing it back because every single day, I feel like there's been something new. And there's been a lot of people who have been asking for us to cover this case and talk about this. So we are talking about it now. There is still more that will be happening, but there has been a lot of breaks in the case. There has been a lot of stuff recently. So I thought that it was finally time to start talking about it, and we will bring an update at some point. So today we will be talking about the disappearance of baby Emmanuel Haro. In August of 2025, a community in Southern California was shaken by the disappearance of a 7-month-old boy, Emmanuel Haro. What began as an urgent Amber Alert style search quickly turned into something far darker, a web of inconsistencies, lies, and heartbreaking revelations. Today, we are going to be talking about baby Emmanuel Haro and getting into all of the details that we can about what we know of the timeline and where things stand today. Baby Emmanuel was born December 21st, 2024, to parents Rebecca and Jake Haro. Rebecca is 41 years old, Jake, 32 years old. The two are married, but we don't care about that portion of their story or their lives whatsoever. What we do care about is baby Emmanuel. What we do care about is the injustice in this case. What we do care about is what we've found out about Jake Haro, his current wife, and his ex-wife. What we do care about is that we are seeing case after case after case, and it's honestly despicable. But what's more despicable is when there is clear signs that someone is not fit to be a parent. Shit, just not even fit to be a person in society, honestly. And yet it's allowed because charges and sentencing, whatever it is not taken serious enough. And we're going to be getting into all of that with this case. First and foremost, sweet baby Emmanuel has been missing since August 14th of this year, if not even before that date. So this all started when news broke that a mother was attacked in the parking lot of a Big Five in Yucaipa, California, and that her 7-month-old son was taken. She said that someone had came up to her while she was changing her son in the back of her vehicle and hit her. When she woke up from the attack, her son Emmanuel was no longer there. This attack was said to have happened at 7:30 p.m. on August 14th, and then at 7:41, she places the call to 911. The initial search begins. Emmanuel is described as 7 months old, 21 pounds, 24 inches, brown hair, brown eyes. He's cross-eyed, wearing a black Nike onesie at the time that he supposedly disappeared. The deputies end up issuing a public appeal for information. At this point, they are taking this extremely seriously. It's a full-on investigation. They bring dogs, they bring other law enforcement agencies into the search, and they are pleading for the community to get involved, start sharing the pictures, spreading awareness to help find baby Emmanuel and figure out what happened, who took him, and where he is. Now, immediately, this investigation is a search for a kidnapped baby. It's who would do this, check surveillance, get as much out about baby Emmanuel that they could, and ask the community for help. But very early on, within the first few days, inconsistencies in the stories and explanations from the mother, Rebecca Haro, were already making investigators suspicious. She had explained that while she was changing Emmanuel in the back of the car, someone had just walked up behind her, said, "Hola," and then hit her. Big Five didn't have surveillance, but a nearby jewelry store in the same parking lot showed that Rebecca was indeed at the back of her car, but no one walked up to her. It just shows her falling to the ground on her own and then getting back up. And no baby Emmanuel in sight. Another problem that people had early on was that Rebecca did have a black eye in the interview that her and Jake did the day after Emmanuel was reported missing. And this black eye, to many people, seemed to be days, if not more than a week old. It was not a fresh, just got punched in the face black eye. As they begin to look further into Emmanuel's disappearance, they take their 2-year-old, so they have another child that lives with them, out of the home and place them with CPS. And it's said that Jake's ex files a domestic violence restraining order against him. So it's just one thing after another at this point, earlier on in this search. Then, a little over a week after 911 was called about missing baby Emmanuel on August 22nd, both Jake and Rebecca were arrested. So August 22nd, arrests were made. The sheriff department executes a search at the Haro home in Cabazon. Is that how you say that?
I think so.
Cabazon. That's a place I've never heard of.
Cabazon.
Cabazoni.
Cabazon.
Both Jake and Rebecca are arrested for murder and filing a false police report.
Mm-hmm.
And during this time, the investigators determine that the kidnapping was staged, and they believe that Emmanuel is deceased. One of the things that comes into play and becomes known to everyone looking into this case is that of Jake Haro's past. Jake has a prior child abuse conviction from 2018 where his infant daughter was abused. Before Jake and Rebecca got married, Jake and his former partner named Vanessa Avina were charged with willful child cruelty. You see, baby Emmanuel was not the first baby of Jake's to experience something of pure horror and monster-like behavior. This couple had a daughter, and when she was 10 weeks old, she was taken to the hospital with several severe injuries, including a brain hemorrhage, an acute fractured rib, a skull fracture, healing fractures to 6 ribs, a healing fractured leg bone, and swelling to her neck.
That is just... And is this the same 2-year-old that was living? Oh, God. This man shouldn't have been allowed to have kids.
Correct. And we're going to get into that because you're going to lose your freaking mind right now. This was a 10-week-old baby. Back when this happened, Jake said that he was going to give his daughter a bath because she had a fever and that he dropped her. And that she had hit her body on the edge of the bathtub, and that's what caused the injuries. And his ex at the time said that when she got home, she was trying to feed her daughter and that her daughter wouldn't latch and that she could tell something was wrong. And that's when she took her to the hospital. And that's when they saw and found all of the injuries. All of this is absolute bullshit. And they both were lying. I'm just going to say that. None of these stories do not add up for many, many reasons. But they both end up being arrested and charged with cruelty because of this. And it was clear to everyone that this had been going on from far before this alleged bullshit of a story that was made up by Jake.
With healing injuries.
Exactly.
Yeah, it didn't freaking happen once like that. Yeah, no.
Right. Healing injuries. You think of this baby is 10 weeks old. 10 weeks old and has healing injuries to 6 ribs, a healing fracture to her leg bone. Do you guys take a second, you guys that are listening right now, to think of how small a fucking 10-week-old baby is. And to know that this baby endured this abuse, right? So now the number one problem is disgusting humans. People who can do things like this. That's the number one problem. The next problem is this. Jake pled guilty, and he was sentenced to, this is where you're going to lose your fucking mind, 180 days in a sheriff's work release program. Okay?
Fuck that.
He had a 4-year prison term that was suspended. He did no time.
That.
And he
ended
up
me?
I'm not joking. He had a felony probation and he had to do a mandatory child abuser treatment program.
He
no
should have been
time.
given like
20 years
attempted
to life.
manslaughter. Like he
Exactly.
literally could have killed that child. 10 weeks old.
10 weeks old. And he did not even, and it gets worse, because not only did he not serve a prison sentence and was
He
given
should have gone to
this
prison
bullshit
and then
probation
jailhouse
period.
justice should have freaking
Correct. Put on probation for the abuse of a 10-week-old daughter, okay, who ultimately is alive, but
Thank
Heather
God.
is permanently bedridden and has
Oh my
permanent
God.
damage because of this abuse. Her injuries were so severe that she is now a wheelchair-bound quadriplegic, will never walk nor feed herself the rest of her life, and is dependent on a tube and has cerebral palsy. Okay?
Yeah, that he should still be in jail for that shit. Like
Correct.
that like and you know what? And they've done this kind of shit before, and
Right.
you know, this obviously someone with those kinds of injuries and the life expectancy of someone with these kinds of problems is not high, right? Unfortunately. Now, whoever is giving her all of the care and treatment and love, thank you.
Yeah.
And the thing, like, you know, people who have cerebral palsy on top of all the other things that, you know, she's having to go through and overcome, when the day comes that, you know, her struggle ends and her suffering is over, I hope they charge him with murder.
I'll be getting to what he eventually gets charged with.
Well, I hope they charge
none
him
of it
over and over and over, because this is his, like, he will ultimately be responsible when she passes.
Yeah.
Because
I get what
that's
you're saying.
hit. That's hit. You know, and they've done this before. Like when someone ultimately later passes away because of what happened when they, you know what I mean? There are cases where this happens.
Well, we just talked about one too with Judy Malinowski, who she, you know, she went against her own murderer because ultimately she passed from her injuries.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
not only, you know, did this piece of shit pretty much walk free, he was given the chance. He was given the chance to do this again.
They should have fucking castrated him.
Agreed. Not only is this absolutely disgusting and degrading and demoralizing, like, I can't even say all the words that I want to say right now, but just how ridiculous this is, how someone can do this to a baby and then yet be able to be a parent to another baby, not only from those who should, like, be stealth mode watching over people like this, right? Like, people should be given the job to just watch scumbags like this, but then to know that this guy gets into another relationship, starts dating another person, marries another person, and has more babies. It's shit. It's disgusting. It's sick. 2 days after their arrests, Jake Haro is seen out assisting in a search for baby Emmanuel. This search was in Moreno Valley, right off of the freeway, but nothing comes of this search. So it's one of those things where, did he just give false information because he's a prick?
Yeah.
Or did he not know where he buried baby Emmanuel? Did something else happen? Like, was it a shallow grave and out there's coyotes, there's other, you know, something like that, wildlife? Did something like that happen? We still don't know, because as we get to the end of this, you'll see baby Emmanuel still has not been found. We do not know. We do not know the actual facts of any of this. The couple was first arrested and held on no bail. In their initial hearings, though, they both pled not guilty. And after their not guilty hearings, their bond was set at $1 million. Then on October 16th, so recently, just last month, we get a guilty plea. Jake Haro pleads guilty to second-degree murder, child endangerment, and the filing of false police report, facing 25 years to life. Then, just days ago, on November 3rd, Jake Haro was sentenced for his involvement in the murder of his 7-month-old son's murder. The court sentenced Jake Haro to 25 years to life for Emmanuel's murder, and they end up giving him another 6 years for the child abuse against his 10-week-old daughter that happened prior. So total, he has 31 years to life in prison right now. But I mean, exactly what you said, like when you're saying that, hopefully they tack on more once she does pass. That's exactly what needs to happen.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I want to read a statement from Rebecca's mother that she read at Jake's sentencing. "He destroyed my family," she told the court. "Everybody in my family, all my children are destroyed by this. He changed my daughter. We don't know who she is. He kept my daughter away. I don't know what he did or how he changed my daughter's life, but she was never the same person after she went to live with him." She asked for a lengthy sentence saying, "I don't want him to get another chance."
Yeah.
And 31 years to me isn't long enough.
No.
Just
like it
forever.
should have just been life.
Yeah, forever.
Without parole, period. Like that guy shouldn't get the chance to even think that he'll ever see daylight again.
Right.
Ever. And you know what? A guy like that, he's going to have to be in solitary. That guy in Gen Pop, he's not going to last.
No.
I mean, I kind of hope he doesn't, so whatever.
Yeah. As of right now, Rebecca Haro's case remains open. I could not find exactly when her next hearing is. She still pleads not guilty. And the remains of Emmanuel have still not been recovered. Ultimately, Emmanuel's story is one of failed systems, ignored warnings, and the unbearable cost of domestic violence and child abuse. And it's sad and it's heartbreaking. When it comes to the mother's statement and Rebecca pleading not guilty and not knowing what else is going to move forward right now, I feel so conflicted when I'm looking into this, because of course there's been the moments where I'm screaming and I'm just like, you're as guilty as he is. You knew exactly what was happening, all of that. But too many times in domestic violence situations,
yeah,
I think it's very clear she was a victim in one way or another in this situation. But to what degree,
Yeah, for sure. And I think we've seen a lot of we've covered a lot of DV cases, and it was always the thought of, well, if I'm not here, then my abuser is going to go after my kids, or and so they did what they did, or they stayed because they knew well, if I'm not, kind of thing, to protect the children, or so, and we don't know, and based on, like you said, the mother's statement, who knows? I mean, drugs could have been involved. Sounds like, in the past, if he had a child that was born with fetal alcohol syndrome, and from what it sounds like, that, who knows, if that could have been a factor. I'm sure, like you said, we'll find out if there's a not guilty plea and a trial is gonna happen. There's a lot more evidence that's likely to crop up, but it's definitely one of those things where I think we're gonna see there's definitely a situation where there's gonna be some mitigating circumstances indicating that she didn't have complete control over the situation. But sometimes it's really hard because, we're both moms. Fuck if, but
there's never a chance. Yeah.
Right?
It's also, to me, when you try to like make sense of things, which a lot of things don't make sense, and that's why
Right.
we're sitting here having this conversation, right? But it's like when I do try to make sense of things, she had a black eye previous to this. So to
Oh, yeah.
me, she was being abused. I do believe
100%.
she's a
Yeah.
victim in this. I do believe that, you know, especially like I said, how I went back and forth. But after hearing what her mom said, it's like, was this ongoing for her as well? And
Oh, for sure it was. Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know, because when I first saw everything coming out, I was the one who was like, no, F that bitch. Like, this is crazy. Like, no.
Yeah.
Lock them both up. They're both 100% responsible. Even if it was him, she knew about it, you know? And it's like,
Yeah.
that's just
Oh,
me and my
no doubt.
anger.
Like, I mean, no doubt that she knows more. Um, I mean, because she clearly is also responsible, from what it sounds like, allegedly. Everyone is not guilty until innocent until proven guilty, whatever. But I mean, they have her on camera dropping to the ground and then standing up without anything happening to her. So
She
we know that
also,
she.
I'm going to add something right now. Another thing that I actually heard this on a podcast. I did not read this. So here, source, it'll be in the source. But Annie Elise, I was listening to all of the different podcasts on things. And she talks about the fact that Rebecca, went to the Big Five the night before.
Right.
And went into the Big Five and said, hey, someone broke into my car. Do you have surveillance cameras?
So clearly,
Exactly.
yeah, she
Yeah.
scoped the place out. And so again, and like she could have been doing all of that under duress. Like he could have been forcing her to, like, you need to go in here. You're going to do this. You have to do this, or something bad is going to happen.
Right.
Clearly, all of that could have been under duress, which is that's a mitigating circumstance, which you can't be held responsible for all of that if you're under duress to do it. Like if you're being threatened with your life, do this or I'm gonna kill you, kind of thing, then yeah, like you're gonna be not guilty of it. You're gonna be innocent of that. But it's gonna be hard to prove that, she was being forced against her will to do all of that. That's a pretty hard proof. And who knows, we don't know about her background. We don't know anything else. So, but like, if her mother's statement, gives us a glimpse, it all started with him.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we will see. We will see.
Yeah.
But obviously we both heard about this case.
Right.
I'm really bad. I see these kinds of headlines and I kind of run the other way. Like I can't,
Yeah.
it's hard for me. But I am, thank you for bringing that, for talking about it. I didn't know a lot of the background details regarding his that piece of shit.
Yeah.
And there's no way that man should have ever. The first time he should have been in jail and never gotten the chance to do this to anybody else.
It's just like
that's
this,
crazy.
We have to stop giving out like slaps on the wrist for
this is the
stuff
type
like
of
this.
behavior,
Like, this is aggravated assault. This is like you tried to freaking kill your child.
Yeah.
You tried to
And
murder your 10-week-old and you didn't succeed, and that's what that happened. Like, I don't understand. And then it escalates to the fact that now this is what happens. We have to stop that.
And I'm sorry. And I mean, I know like it runs a very it's a very fine line, and it can go into very dangerous territory, it's like kind of, what is that movie, that Tom Cruise movie? Is it Minority Report, where they like predict it and, they're like, oh, the crime hasn't been committed, but we can see the future and we know the crime's going to be committed. I mean, there's a lot of research and a lot of studies out there regarding like abusers and child abusers and domestic abusers, and just like, we know the patterns that
Right.
can determine, and that there are that, hey, this was a one-off thing. Therapy would work on this kind of person. they sent him to they required, him to, you must go through a child, safety whatever they called
the
it,
treatment.
a treatment. You can usually, based on someone's past and their demeanor and their personality, you can usually determine, okay, yeah, a treatment would work for this person. I can guarantee you that there are professionals out there who've been in this line of work who would have seen this guy, who would have talked to this guy for 10 minutes and been able to tell you, treatment ain't going to work on this fucker.
Right.
Lock him up.
Right.
And I can tell you, like, that would have saved lives. And so it's frustrating. And I know, like, resources are scarce. Like, it is a fit. Like you said it already. It's a failure of the fucking system.
And we're seeing it all the time. I mean,
all the time.
I said murder 100 times in this episode, and this is a filicide case, right? And it's like we talk more and more about filicide, and we've been talking about it. You mentioned Hope at the beginning of this episode, and it's like this is a filicide case, and we need to keep talking about filicide. And in the majority of the filicide cases that we have talked about, and the ones that I have read about, and that we keep hearing about, it is missed or neglected or
red flags. They're just
yes,
boop,
over and
boop.
over and over.
Yeah.
And until the system starts to put children first, child first always, this can't change.
I mean, the adult gave up their rights when they fucked with a kid. Like,
seriously.
I don't care about you anymore, my guy.
Correct.
Like, it's just,
yeah.
And it's hard because, like, and that's the thing. It really is the truth. And I mean, like, I want to give an example. I mean, this isn't exactly the same, but it's related. At CrimeCon, there was a booth there that I can't remember the exact name, but it was a local group in Denver it was I can't remember if she was like a social worker or some kind of licensed therapist or whatever, but basically what they did was they were a group that they provided therapy and resources to men who had been, not just men, but statistically mostly men, who had been charged and convicted with various domestic violence, cases. And when a guy gets charged with domestic violence and they're required to go to treatment, for domestic violence, these are the people that they go see.
Yeah.
And so we were talking about it, and she was like, this is da-da-da-da-da. And she even said, she goes, yeah, I mean, we know. She goes,
right.
A guy comes in and I can be like, yeah, this guy ain't going to make it. And I recommend send his ass to jail.
Right.
Send his ass to jail. This guy's not going to be a good candidate for treatment. He is not going to take to treatment and want to make it work and try to turn his life around.
Yeah,
right?
Rehabilitation is so important, and it's like that kind of stuff,
exactly.
Right? Like, I understand those programs, but just like any other thing, right? If you go to rehab for alcohol abuse, if you go for drugs, you have to want to make that change. So if you are an abuser, if you are, whether it's child abuse, your domestic violence, whatever it is, if you do not want to make that change and show the take that, put in the time and effort to make those changes, just like any other serious situation, you suck. You're failing.
And it's very clear that this motherfucker was not
correct.
Did not give a shit.
Yeah.
And so, he never should have been given the chance. Ever.
Right. With all of that said, you guys, if you know someone who is struggling with domestic violence or child abuse, please reach out to the National Child Abuse Hotline at 1-800-422-4453 or call 1-800-799-SAFE. That's 1-800-799-7233, or you can text START to 88788. justice for baby Emmanuel isn't just about one case, this case. It's a reminder that you have to protect the most vulnerable among us, these babies, these children. They have to be put first. And until that change happens, which, we're working alongside moms who are trying to make that happen. And it has to happen everywhere, because if not, we are continuing to see this. And it's ridiculous. And it needs to be fucking put to a stop. This is insane, because one case is too many. But when you see a case like this that had every single red flag, every single thing shouting, it's horrible. And that's the majority of them. So that is what we have on baby Emmanuel right now. I'm hoping that they speak up. I'm hoping that someone speaks up and says exactly where he is, and what happened, because this sweet baby deserved to have a good life, to have a happy life with parents who loved and valued him. The least that they can do is be able to lay him to rest properly and have those responsible held to the highest degree.
Agreed.
Yep.
Agreed. This is definitely a sensitive topic, you guys. And I mean, if you pay attention to the news, you probably heard of this story, but especially if you are local to California, you heard of it. And Rachel, thank you for covering it and shedding light on it. I know this is a topic that a lot of people shy away from. I mean, I admit it. Like, when I see these headlines, I kind of like, I'll run the other way if I'm not an emotionally stable place to read them. But we do need to talk about it. We do need to have awareness for it, because it is a failure of the system, and we do need to, like Rachel said, be protecting those vulnerable. I mean, he can't protect himself.
And there's people who are put in positions, who are elected, who are hired into, who are, that this is your job. And I know I'm not saying your job's easy by any means. And
this is an
every
uphill
case is
battle
different.
for sure,
and exactly.
But it's one worth fucking fighting for.
Right. And it has to take everyone. It can't just be you. It can't just be one person. It has to be everyone working together to make that change.
If we don't fight we don't have a future.
Right.
Like, what are we fighting for if we're not going to fight for the kids? Like, what the fuck?
Kids. Seriously.
Sorry, Terry. I'm
sure she agrees with every single.
I know, but I cussed a lot in this one, Terry. So I want to apologize for that.
Mom, just send us an F word right now. Voice note me the word fuck right this second. With that said, we are done here for today. If you know people who need help, if you are someone who needs help, if you're someone who can be the help, let's just do the things that we got to do. Okay.
Yeah.
So that is where we will leave you guys this week. Go check out Kadra Perplexity Mystery Podcast. Go listen to the episode she did with Hope Houghton. Listen to everything else that she's done. The first season of Voices Against Filicide is completely wrapped up. Season 1 is done. The first 10 episodes are available out there streaming wherever you get your podcast. This is more than just a podcast, you guys. It is a movement, and Hope Houghton is doing amazing, amazing things in exactly what we just talked about in this episode, exactly the things that we need to be done. She is trying to take those steps, whatever she can do, those efforts to make a difference. So we need everyone to jump on board, go join that movement, and also, the whole Voices Against Filicide, but also the Rowan Project, with Brandy Mori polls, all of that. You guys go help these moms out, and we will talk to you guys next week. Until then, be safe. Go decorate. Go decorate your house.
Yeah, do something that makes you happy today, guys.
Yes. We all need that. All right? And we'll talk to you next week.
Okay, love you. Bye. Okay, love you. Bye.